space separately for Force the Vote, and we're going to play those videos for you now.
Hey guys, Krystal Ball here. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for putting this town hall together and honestly for forcing this entire conversation, which was not happening at all before you suggested the idea of forcing the vote on Medicare for all. And to me, this
Justin
is really
Jackson come up with the idea.
The question of whether progressives, who now actually surprisingly are in an unusual position of having a little bit of power and a little bit of leverage that they can use, whether or not they're going to use it. And the very first test of that is the vote for Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House. She needs their votes. It's actually become, the margin is even tighter than it would have been because you have a couple of Democratic members who are ill, at least one or two have coronavirus, so they won't be able to participate in the vote. So she needs every single vote. Great. So force her to earn that vote. And there's no issue that's more vital or more obvious right now to fixate on than Medicare for all. Obviously, progressives believe, because it's a fact, that health care is a human right. This is an area where the progressive view is broadly shared, not only with the Democratic base, but with the public at large. There's never been more of a need, as millions have lost their employer-based health insurance coverage thanks to the pandemic. You have millions more that because they've had coronavirus, they're going to have massive medical bills. Medical bankruptcies are sure to skyrocket as an aftermath effect of this pandemic. So you have an issue that's extraordinarily popular. You have a population that wants to see people fighting for them. You have a split between the establishment Democrats and the rest of the country. Now is the time to get everyone on record. Now, does that mean that Medicare for all is going to become the law of the land? Of course not. This is the first step in the process. This is the step of forcing accountability. This is the step of getting on the record all the people who claim to be in support of health care as a human right, but when it actually comes down to it, really aren't, so that they can be challenged in primaries and political costs can be extracted for that refusal to actually back health care as a human right for all. Because that's the way you ultimately force change, is by forcing a political price for that issue not ultimately being supported. It's no mystery here. These are similar tactics to what the Freedom Caucus on the other side of the aisle used extraordinarily effectively. This is an incredible opportunity because progressives, thanks to the fact that House Democrats had a pathetic performance in the election and have a very slim margin in the House, progressives actually have a lot of leverage here, and just a few of them put together on this vote and hopefully moving forward in the future can force a lot of change in action. So are they going to use the power? I mean, Jimmy, I thought you put it best when you said on our show that the greatest abuse of power is not using the power that you ultimately have. So it's kind of a put up with the moment. We'll see.